Welcome to episode 105 of the Curios Cast. This week, George finds some ancient artefacts in his garden. We talk about the magic of metal detecting, and we answer your text messages. Yeah, George, you wasn't here last week, and we replaced you with someone you probably would have really liked to speak to, which was Deborah, the UK's leading expert in cryptids such as Bigfoot and werewolves and spirits.
Yeah, I was gutted, absolutely gutted, because when you first told us that you'd lined up an interview, I was buzzing. Like I'd already, because I don't normally do that much prep. You know, if anyone has ever listened to the Curios Cast before, when I'm trying to explain one of my theories or stories, you know, quite often I've not actually delved that deeply into it. But
you
for her,
just remembered it. Just remembered it
just
from a book you read
vaguely
when you were like 10.
Yeah. That's some good feedback for yourself, George.
Yeah.
Do more prep.
But I actually spent ages looking at her, you know, the map, which is mad. I actually went into like a bit of a map hole where I was just staring at it, clicking on every single. It's a bit like, you know, obsessive after a bit, because I couldn't stop clicking on each cryptid, even though, you know, you sort of know what it's going to be by the 80th one you've clicked on.
Yeah, so I actually have no interest in what cryptids are in Coventry, but when you see the little thumbnail and it's like, oh, what's that little big sharp teeth and red eyes? I'm going to click on that.
I've been there.
Yeah, but no, it was a really good. I listened to the interview and it's really, really good. I was absolutely gutted to have missed out, but I think you guys said,
she was great
on the episode. You know, we'll definitely get Deborah back on. Because you know, I was just listening, knowing I'd ask about this specific case then, or
it's a shame you weren't there, because you were definitely like the sort of guy that. Me and Tom were like, you know, we were pretty honest about it. Like Tom was like, you know, I kind of don't really believe. I'm not really a believer, and I was like, I'm kind of in the middle. You know, more of a skeptical, but like I still kind of want it to be real, and I'm a bit more into aliens and things. And then we were like, George loves it. George loves it.
I mean, I'd be interested on her opinions on things like, you know, like psychics and stuff like that, because I know she's more of a cryptid. You know, it's definitely her focus.
And she seemed like she's very much like by the facts, and she kept saying, you know, like scientifically, all I can do is rule out what we know it isn't.
Yeah.
I can't say this is definitely a ghost. I can't say it's definitely this. It's just all I do is I report what the people have told me. Whereas obviously someone who is like a medium or those like ghost hunter programs where it's definitely a ghost. I'm definitely talking to your dead nan and this, like, I wonder what her opinions are on that, 'cause it kind of taints like what she's doing, I guess.
Yeah, which I think you spoke about, right, briefly in the episode. But also, she mentioned energy, you know, like feeling negative energy. I think she was talking about an RF base. And her and all of the other researchers felt a negative energy, and I think she actually got sick or something.
She said she felt ill, yeah.
So I'd be interested, you know, given that she's mentioned that, and I think she also briefly mentioned, energies and how that can affect people's perception later in the episode. So I'd be interested to know how she thinks about psychics and, you know, like ghosts remaining in structures. Because one theory with ghosts is that they attach themselves to like the stone, you know, the physical. So if you took a stone from a haunted house and put it somewhere else, that energy travels with that, you know, that thing. So there's all these like weird theories about ghosts and paranormal stuff.
Yeah, because she did say about energy that's to exist. You know, it doesn't go, does it? It just goes elsewhere.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the theory of that, isn't it? That they say the energy has just gone into the walls.
Yeah.
Of that dead person.
So we could definitely. I mean, it might have to be a multi-episode series, to be honest, because I think that I wouldn't be able to stop myself from just
like every 10 episodes, like Deborah's back. Yeah.
It depends how generous Deborah is with her time.
Yeah, and one thing listening back, and it was very, and this is a comment that someone else made after listening to it, was that it was like very different to listening to us three when we talk, and we're always talking about shit and karma or whatever it is. I don't think Rob or I swore the entire episode. I think we kept it like very professional. You know, we're in the presence of a lady, and it's like no boy chat. But I think we can. Down. I think we've established a rapport now that I think we can maybe ask her a bit more about these people that are sleeping with ghosts. You know, we bring it up all the time. These women that are having affairs with ghost men. She must have come across someone who has had a sexual encounter with a ghost. So we need to ask her about that next time.
Yeah, I think it'd be good. And also,
can ghosts come?
Because ectoplasm. You know,
Deborah will know.
Ghost come.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you remember. In one of the very early episodes,
that's a bit much, isn't it? I'd
probably leave that to like maybe episode 8 we do with her. Yeah, not the next time. But do you remember that story or the ghost story about the monkey ghost that was wanking?
Of course.
You know, that could be a topic because you know it's just a weird, very unique haunting. Like why is that story formed? You know,
where was that again?
It was in like a manor house. Somewhere in the UK. I can't remember exactly where it was.
Yeah.
But,
I'm pretty sure that was
the
first episode that Faz was on, wasn't it? Or
I think so. So it's like really early, maybe episode 6 or something.
Close.
That's why I wasn't on it.
But yeah, so it was great. So I think maybe we could ease into some of the more cum-based hauntings, you know, and then maybe just leave that so I can ask some genuine questions first. Because it was fascinating listening to her. Because as well, another thing that you spoke about, like ridicule and people's opinion of people that, you know, perhaps believe in cryptids, or in her case have spent, was it 30 years or 40 years maybe, I'm not too sure, of her time studying these things.
Yeah.
People think that, you know, they're going to be crazy and, you know, they almost build an image of them, of what you're going to be in their head. And she just doesn't come across like that at all.
Yeah, she's not wacky.
So it's actually quite interesting. Yeah, it was quite interesting just listening to her talk and describe these things and come at it from a more rational perspective, but still having the other side where she's had a genuine experience, and she experienced what she at least believes that she experienced. So she's got those two conflicting elements, which is it's interesting to listen to and just to get her perspective on things.
If we can get an episode of her in the haunted pub talking to that landlord about his haunted pub, that would be a goal.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Like
that would be gold.
If we could facilitate that. Obviously, she lives at the other end of the country, but maybe she'll, you know, she must come down quite often because she was talking about places in Kent that she's been and stuff. So she pops down and
we could go on an investigation with her.
Yeah, have a couple pints.
We could go. We could go to Bluebell Hill. It's all going off in Bluebell Hill, apparently, over in Kent.
Really?
Oh yeah,
all the time. Yeah, I'll talk about that.
Is that just dogging or?
I mean, there probably is that going on as well, but no, it's like a notoriously spooky place, apparently.
Okay.
It's come up when I was looking for things before. Yeah.
So many of you listeners may have forgotten, but we do actually have a phone number that you can text and send us in any topics you'd like us to cover, any questions, and we haven't mentioned it that often recently, and when we have, it's just that I've remembered at the very end of an episode. So
let me see if I can remember the number before you do it, Tom.
Yeah,
I won't, but I'm going to try.
You wrote the song.
I know, I can't quite get the start. 07 070 8 38 383. It's definitely like 383 at the end.
No, you got the 07.
I thought it was 07470, wasn't it? 07470
70
383.
It's something like
middle
70
that.
48538 484 484 07 470 8 48
6 783. I don't know. We've got the tune right.
Go on, what is it, Tom?
This is great listening. The phone number is 07470 184 383.
07470 184 383.
It's the one that fucks us up.
Yeah,
Well,
but so you
anyways.
can text in. Unfortunately, the Curios phone, because I don't turn it on very often. I turn it on like just before we're about to record to see if anyone has texted in, and I've just turned it on and the phone's broken. It doesn't have any Wi-Fi or any cellular, so I can't receive any texts or calls. But I'm getting a new phone next month, so then we'll be able to use that phone. I'll have a dual SIM. But I did see a text, well, there was 2 texts that had come through from anonymous listener. This person texts in quite often and with similar style questions. And I took a note. We've had these kind of questions before, but I like them. Would you take £1 million, but on a random day every week, you wake up blind? So one day a week, but you don't know what day it's going to be. You're going to be blind for that day.
Yeah.
£1 million, but
Yeah, because you could just not do anything that day. Or just like at least stay in. Just be like, today's my audiobook day. All right, 6. Sorry, guys, cancelling plans.
yeah, you wouldn't be able to like make plans that, I don't know, say you're going on holiday because you've got loads of money.
Yeah.
And then like the day you're flying out, you're like, oh, I'm blind now. Like I need to.
Yeah, but you could get someone to help you with.
Getting around the airport. Yeah, you'd have to make plans, I guess, assuming that you're going to be blind that day.
Yeah.
And then if you're not, you're like, oh, sick. I can do stuff.
Contingency,
Yeah.
And like you would get like pretty good with like, you know, tasks blind, I guess. I mean, I might even like give myself like a week being blindfolded just to get good.
Get
Climatized.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it wouldn't make a difference. It wouldn't be so deep when the day comes.
I'd say I definitely would take $1 million for that. That's well worth the $1 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, only one day a week.
14% of your life that you would be blind.
It's fine. How much time do you spend asleep?
Yeah, but you're still going to be sleeping as well. So you'll be asleep.
If it was
and
15%, it would be rubbish. But because it's 14%,
14?
it's
Okay.
fine.
Is it 24 hours as well? So is it from the stroke of midnight?
Well, the question's just phrased on a random day every week you wake up.
It would have
blind.
to be, though, wouldn't it?
But
it would have to be.
I guess so, yeah.
Would
No,
it be
maybe not the
24
stroke
hours?
of midnight, but maybe like
Nah,
if you
like
just when you go to
When you
sleep,
sleep.
that night. Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
So
It's
it's like 12 hours then.
Yeah, but if you said that, you just go to bed early, wouldn't you? On your blind days, like, oh, fuck this.
but you might not be able to sleep. Like if you haven't really done much that
yeah,
day.
Okay, yeah, true.
Yeah. Do blind
That's
people
true.
even get tired? Who knows? Are they just awake all the time? Okay, so you would, yeah?
Definitely.
I would, definitely.
Yeah, 100%.
I probably would, but I think I'm more on the side of not doing it than I think you guys are. Yeah, because like $1 million's obviously loads of money and like can change your life, but it's not enough that you're living like a crazy lifestyle, right? Like it hasn't upped
Yeah,
your
that's true.
lifestyle. It's not like $1 billion. It's not hundreds of millions. So it's not like you're set for life and you can do whatever you
Yeah,
want.
you'd have to still make some smart investments or like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just not
Can't just go
be silly.
nuts.
Yeah, so you just have like a modest house and you just live in a normal life basically,
Yeah.
but you're comfortable, but you're blind.
Yeah,
Like
that's
yeah.
fine though.
The
I
worst would
think
be
I'd
if
rather-
you get a Sunday Monday, because if it's one a week and then you get a blind day on Sunday
Oh, yeah.
and you get a blind day on a Monday, and you're like, oh man, 2 in a row.
Yeah, that's good. We used to have this thing. I don't know. We just used to like say when we were friends, amongst our friends, we used to say that you got a weekly teleport.
What?
Obviously, you didn't. we'd be like, oh man, we'd be like, oh, have you used your weekly teleport yet? Then we'd be like, yeah.
How old were
yeah,
you?
yeah. This is like 17, 18, like high as fuck, obviously.
Are you joking?
Yeah, but it used to come up. It used to come up regularly. Like, everyone would be like, "I usually shame. I've already used my weekly teleport." Yeah, but we'd like have this like we would talk about it sometimes. We're like, it would be sick. Wouldn't it be sick if you actually had it? Then we'd be like, I guess you could like, but you only get one. So like, would you
back.
waste it?
That's the
Well,
problem.
yeah, but would you waste it on like some days you'd get up and you'd be like late for work or like whatever.
No.
At this time it's like late for college, and then you'd be like, fuck, bang your weekly teleport. Like just you would every now and then, wouldn't you? Just out of sheer laziness, like you might just bang your weekly teleport and be like, fuck's sake, wish I hadn't done that. Because
Yeah, but how are you going to get home? You haven't teleported there with your car, have you?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, well,
Yeah, I guess if you.
I mean, maybe you don't drive. Like maybe you're going out for the night, weekly teleport.
Okay.
Like, that could be quite a good one. And that actually, you'd always want to teleport home, wouldn't you?
Yeah, because
Teleport home. But imagine if like you're out of all your mates and everyone everyone else had used had their teleport saved for the way home, and you didn't have yours. You'd be like, oh, fuck's sake. And you're like, non-teleport.
I'd probably use it first thing every morning. I'm so bad at getting out of bed. I hate it, but I know I need to get out, and I know I'll feel fine once I'm out of bed. But I just love being in the bed. I'd probably just teleport to like the floor, like next to the bed, and then be like, "Oh, I'm out of bed now. I'm uncomfortable." Or just teleport downstairs and be like, "Oh, I guess I got to stand up now, and I'm out of bed." Like that'd probably be me. I'd just waste it on being able to get up at a reasonable time.
Not even like get out of bed, teleport to. Oh no, yeah, because you can't teleport straight from bed to work, can you? Because you'd be fucking.
Yeah, just in my pants.
Naked.
Yeah.
Just
into the shower.
Bed comes with you.
Into the shower's quite good. Yeah.
Yeah,
but that might be a bit of like a whoa. You might fall over. Like a bit like.
Yeah.
Just because you're teleporting somewhere doesn't mean you're good at like standing up there.
No, but I guess if I'm laying down, I would be. If I teleported while I'm laying down, then I imagine I'm laying down at the place that I teleported to. So I'd maybe like sit up a bit and then teleport. Now I'm sitting up on the floor of my hallway. And it's like, okay.
You teleport to the
I wonder if
toilet,
sometimes
you'd have to squat in the bed.
Yeah, I was gonna say because you teleport to like the
Yeah.
bath, lying down, and then you sort of come out like just a bit above it, like smack your back on it. Oh fuck! First time you do it, oh shit, I'm not doing that again. Like, or
I imagine in this magical world where the teleport, they figured it out that you land comfortably. You're not like 2 feet in the air and you're not in the ground. You don't get teleported.
Yeah, but it might be like
wall.
generally recommended that you don't do it lying down. You know, you stand up in your teleport mode. You're ready to land teleporting, so you can like take the foot, cushion yourself.
Yeah.
And it's got to be harder when you teleport to like Australia. Yeah, like that's got to be tough. They might even have to have like teleport zones. You're not allowed to just like teleport to like the middle of the fucking Sydney or something. You have to teleport to the airport.
Oh, there's rules now.
Like,
why is there rules to my superpower? Like, why is there governance around my powers?
You have to have a license.
Yeah.
Yeah, what the fuck?
No, yeah, because you made it a world where everyone teleports. No, just you and your mates can teleport then.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Would you take the weekly teleport power, but you're blind once a week?
No, that'd be dangerous because you can
they
teleport and then you arrive and then you kick it, your blindness kicks in. You can't fucking teleport home.
No, because the blindness
So
is an
fucked.
overnight thing. So
Okay. So
you'd wake up, you can see today, you can teleport somewhere.
But then you can't teleport back. That's the point. So then you've got to wait for a week. So then you're definitely going to get blind for one day. So then
in a foreign country.
Unless you go
Yeah.
blind on a Monday and then you're like, oh, sweet, I've got all week.
Yeah, then
I
you
can
teleport.
teleport somewhere. And
there's
then-
still a risk because, or if you use the teleport at the end, right at the end of your blind day, that's the play, isn't it?
Is it a
That's
calendar
the-
week or is it like a 7-day rolling thing? That's
You
also
tell me.
another question.
You tell me. You're the dungeon master.
Nah, it's got to be like a calendar week. Otherwise,
How's your is it Saturday to Saturday, Monday to Monday?
because like you're saying, you could get one Sunday, you could get blind Monday, and your
Yeah.
teleport resets on a Monday. So you could teleport Sunday night, teleport back Monday in an ideal world.
This might be the biggest load of bollocks we've ever spent 5 minutes discussing.
No, we spoke about traffic lights for about 15 minutes a few weeks ago.
Did we?
No,
We did.
scraping the barrel.
So I've got another question, very similar, but this is a bit higher risk, higher reward. It's £1 billion. Would you take £1 billion, but for the next 5 years, you and your partner have to be in the same room at all times, or else you die?
I think I could do it, but does that mean like, I really don't like? I've got a thing about like even just going for a piss in front of Gina. I ain't about that life, especially not a shit. I don't. It don't bother
piss
her.
is fine. Shit, I don't. Yeah,
no,
I'm not,
even
not
a piss.
into
Like
shitting.
I mean, I will if I have to, but like I don't want to.
Yeah, but I guess because it's the fact it's £1 billion, you could just live somewhere with a really big bathroom.
Yeah,
but then I guess when
yeah,
you're out in
bathroom
public,
massive. I mean, I think.
What if you caught out in public? You'd have to come in like the toilet, small cubicle with you. They'd have to, or like the room is is the bathroom.
Yeah, the cubicle's not the room.
Yeah.
Mm.
So that's not too bad. Well, you would get some funny looks when you're just stood in the girls' toilets, like at some public toilet. Like.
Yeah.
You have to pretend to be like each other's carer.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a shout.
It's the play.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, I would do it. I suppose you get used to it as well, right? After a while, or it would drive you insane. It's going to go either way. You either get used to it and it just becomes normal, or one day you just flip.
Yeah, because there'd be a lot of shit that you'd have to just go and do with them, and they'd have to come do with you. That ain't your things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, do you have to be sat there at band practice with me? Like that'd be so shit. Like at gigs, just like sitting there, like fucking, and then like for every single like cup, like you have to try and explain like, well, I suppose Matt would I still be doing? Yeah, I would still be doing gigs. Fuck it. Yeah.
I was gonna say like, you've got £1 billion, so like, would you still be doing the same?
Yeah, but I guess I would probably still
now?
do gigs, but I could upgrade the scenario. I suppose like we'd have a sick bus to like drive us all there.
Yeah.
What
you
about
wouldn't just have the best lights of any function band in the south of England. You would have the best lights of any function band in the world.
Yeah, exactly. And like some crew to like set them up for us. So I just get to the playing part, in which case...
you've got like Glastonbury level production in like the local pub.
They're a fucking... Mate, there's this band that go out and do that. They do weddings. They're called the Function Band, which for starters is like a fucking golden name. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they go out for like 10, 15 grand. There is like, I don't know, there's loads of them, like 10, 15. They have like a fucking bus. And they'll be like teams of them. So there's always like one or two that are maybe like or there must be like 3 or 4 that are the main ones. And sometimes they split. And they have like these fucking production team turn up the day before, all the lights, or they have these podiums in the middle of things. Fucking mental.
So it's more like a troupe.
Anyway, I guess so. But yeah, that would make it harder. Or like, like coming to the gym with you if they don't go gym and just like watching you. Or like...
But you'd have a gym at home, wouldn't you? And you could have it so big.
You have a personal trainer, yeah, true.
You just have to live in a big like
Yeah.
hangar, aircraft hangar that's like converted
that's a
into
good shout.
sections that has everything. You have like dividers up or something.
Yeah.
You know, technically,
so it's still a room.
one big room.
Yeah.
Like Mr. Beast's house, basically.
Yeah.
Doesn't he essentially? Does he essentially live there?
I think he has his big studio and he has
a flat, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's just turned one of the offices into his
bedroom,
live-in space.
Yeah.
I think he has a house that he says he goes to sometimes, but for the most part, he just like lives in the office.
Be shit if one of you goes into a coma, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
you've just got to sit in that hospital room for
like
potentially
or any
years.
Hospital thing. Yeah, but again, if you've got. What about if you didn't get the $1 billion until after the 5 years? So you've got to live your normal life for 5 years.
Work. No, this wouldn't work.
Impossible.
Because they couldn't just come work with you. Like, you have to...
Yeah. And the
Mm.
toilet situation's the main thing I keep coming back to.
Yeah, it's tough, isn't it?
If I'm a billionaire, I can deal with people thinking I'm a creep in the toilets, but
yeah,
I can't have that in my life at the moment.
But like, would you rather have like, fail after 2 years, be like, fuck's sake, never got to find out what it was like, or you've had the $1 billion and then it gets taken from you after 2 years? How would that work? That'd be much harder.
Oh yeah, now you're just like 200 million in debt because you spent.
Yeah, you'd be like, all this shit you've done. Yeah.
To this magic devil thing.
To this yeah, exactly. So I think it would have to be
at the end.
You got your $1 billion after the 5 years.
Well, it says so. The question says if one of you leaves the room, you die.
You die.
Yeah,
so you don't necessarily even lose the money. You just die.
Yeah, so I guess you get the money at the beginning, but then
money.
Yeah, if you
you might die. Okay.
Yeah, and I imagine it's like in like a video game where if you leave the battlefield, it's like return to the battlefield. It gives you like a 10-second countdown to get back.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like if one
You
of you leaves the
accidentally,
room,
cross over the line.
somehow
instantly
there's
dead.
like a augmented reality countdown that's like get back in that room. You're like, oh fuck.
It's basically just a Mr. Beast challenge, is what you're laid out, like, except for like a really extreme one.
He'll do this one day.
You've basically decided that you were going to create
Oh, he did do this
a
the other
Mr.
day, didn't he?
Beast zone for yourself, is what you've kind of just inadvertently described. The big warehouse thing with like rooms. You basically just created a Mr. Beast challenge.
Maybe
But-
I've texted
Sell
her
it to him.
in has watched a lot of Mr. Beast. Yeah,
Yeah.
Is it Mr. Beast? Is he listening?
maybe I'll text him
Yeah.
back, see if I've got his number.
Max Fosh. Now Mr. Beast.
All right, that's it from our for our texts in. So yeah, send in a text and we'll get to them in February.
Did you see the comment, by the way, from the artist formerly known as Mouse?
I did see that. He's changed his name, and I'm still going to call you Mouse, even though your name is not Mouse
100%.
anymore.
Yeah. It was just good though, wasn't it? It was nice to see that he's still listening.
What comment?
Yeah,
about
he said-
this?
He said, "Have you got it? Have you got it in front of you?"
I haven't. I was just trying to find it. Yeah, it was about your encyclopedic knowledge of the.
Yeah, he said,
episodes.
"Tom's knowledge of previous episodes is insane. Get on Mastermind." Commenter formerly known as Mouse. It was on episode 100, so of course we done the quiz and went through the
of course, yeah.
history, and then showed the spreadsheet.
I'm glad. Mouse, I'm glad you're still around. I'm a bit worried
Yeah.
about Jimmy. We've not heard from Jimmy for a while.
No, and who was that who
So-
messaged in Instagram? It was like someone we hadn't heard from before, and they were just like, "You've let us down."
I think
What
they just
happened?
stumbled across the page, maybe
Yeah.
liked some of the reels and was like, these guys are funny. And then like realized we hadn't uploaded for months and got disappointed that there wasn't recent content. So
Fair play.
they messaged saying that we, what did they say? They said something
Drop the
about
ball
us
or something?
being like wasted
Yeah.
talent or something. It's like, oh, talent.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, Turkish Glenn's been just started up listening again. He sort of, where we hadn't uploaded in a while, fucking stopped getting recommended to him. Spotify stopped recommending us to him, so he had no idea that we were back on the game. So he's playing catch up. He still thinks we should do Centurion as well.
Of course he does.
Well, I got something interesting that happened this week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so 2 weeks ago, there was a storm in the Netherlands. I think it was in the UK as well. Storm Henk.
Yep. We got
Did they
Henked.
call it Henk in the? Yeah, it got
Yeah.
absolutely Henked.
It was
So
all
Henk-
it was flooding and stuff. It wasn't so
Mm.
much like cold for us. It was just
Okay.
rain.
Yeah,
It was
really
windy as well,
here.
wasn't it? Quite windy.
Yeah, windy.
But it missed me. I fucking went round me. I was in Wales, and it for some reason missed it.
You got lucky.
I know.
Lucky, Rob.
Didn't get
because-
hanged.
Storm Henk blew down 3 of our fence panels.
Did it?
So
Oh.
he
Wild.
did a number on our fence panels. So anyway, so we had to get new fence panels put in. And as part of this process, I had to dig a trench in the garden and dig out loads of old concrete and stones.
dug
and
it?
Shit. I dug it, yeah.
You fucking geezer, aren't you?
'Cause I'm such a fucking. I mean, if you can't already tell by looking at me, I'm
did,
absolutely.
did you message ground worker Steve? And ask
Nah,
if he
I
did?
didn't. I should have done. I should have done. Asking for got any tips on concrete removal?
He doesn't do Dutch
Anyway.
ground though. He's purely
No,
Nah,
that's true.
British
yeah,
ground.
that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Proper ground. Anyway, so as
What'd
I was
you dig
digging
up?
this trench, I was finding loads of old bits of concrete and bricks and pottery. I felt like I was on Time Team. I was like Tony Robinson running around there. And I found an artifact, and I'm
Oh.
going to hold it up to the camera.
Whoa.
Whoa, what is going on here?
So
What is that?
for
1880.
Yeah, so for listeners who aren't watching, it's a piece of stone. It's like I don't know, it's not slate, but it's some sort of stone. And on it is carved some initials. So there's JTA, MJA, DAH 1880.
And it's not carved like you're imagining maybe just some person with like scraped, like chiseled it. Like it's
No,
properly
yeah, that's
done
proper,
is what I'm
yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not just someone's carved it like you would just do with a knife. It is like
Mm.
if it was on a side of a building or it's a
proper
plaque.
Or even
plaque.
like a gravestone. So at first
Yeah.
I thought,
Yeah.
oh, no, is this like a grave marker? You know, sometimes you see graves that don't have a gravestone; they just have like a little thing in the ground, flat.
Could have been ashes.
Yeah. So I was thinking, oh no, I really do not want to dig up a body or like a, you know, like remains or something. So anyway, so I had to keep digging. So I was digging further, and I found some bones.
What?
So I found these, like the end of a. I've got pictures. I haven't got the bones with me now, but I've got photos that Tom can put on the screen. But it was like the end of a, you know, like the end of a joint. You've got the sort of rounded.
Oh yeah.
What? Like
Like
proper classic
ball and
bone.
socket.
Yeah, like classic. And then there was like some vertebrae from like a spine or something.
Whoa.
So I was thinking, oh fucking hell, like is this a body? Anyway, the bones looked too big to be a human. So I was like, okay.
Oh.
Thinking logically, behind it, because our house was built in like 1911. And obviously the plaque says 1880. I was like, well, okay, well, this can't be related to our house.
How far down had you gone?
It was only, well, this is the other thing. So it was only about 50 centimetres. So it wasn't super deep.
Okay, wild. Yeah.
So I was thinking, okay, it's not our house. We know there wasn't a house here before our house was built. But behind the house, there used to be an old farm. And the farmer built these houses. I was like, okay, well, then hopefully it's probably going to be a cow, like the bones. You know, if there was a farm there. And this, I think, has come from the farm. And all of the concrete and bits of stuff that I'm finding is probably all infill. You know, when they leveled out the land, maybe the farm got knocked down, because it did eventually. And they just chuck loads of shit into, you know, where they're going to build the houses, which is why it's not that deep. So anyway, that's my theory at the moment. Or we're now haunted and there's, you know, a ghost, a vengeful ghost.
An ancient Indian burial ground.
Yeah.
And you've just
or a cow ghost.
A cow
or
ghost.
a cow ghost.
That'd be terrifying. But interestingly, about this stone, so I was like, okay, well, what is it? Like, I was curious. I wanted to know if I could find out what this is. So I went to the only place where you're going to find out these sort of things, Reddit.
Okay, I thought you were going to say the library, but
no, that's for nerds.
the
Researchers
local museum. Yeah, but
did you post on the "What is this thing" subreddit?
I posted on. No, there was like a can't remember what it's called now. It's to do with like artifacts, like archaeology and stuff. Anyway, so I put this on and just said I just dug this up in my garden. What is it in the Netherlands? And loads of people were commenting saying, "Oh, you've now got a ghost," blah blah, all the classic, like trying to wind me up. But then a few people were suggesting what it could be, which is something called a Gavelsteen, which is basically what you said, Tom, like a marker, like a memorial plaque for a building. Like when they first build the building, they put it in the side of the wall, you know, to say.
Yeah, you see them quite a lot if you're in like a place that has like Victorian era houses. They'll have the year it was built.
Yeah, but there was this one person that obviously got super fixated on it, and they found out who those people are on the plaque.
No way.
Like they found like Nijmegen archives, and found two people with the same initials with a surname. So this bottom bit, I don't know if you can see. So these are capitalized.
Yeah.
And then this is a capital D, and then it's small a and a small h here.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a surname that's abbreviated. So this person found these two people, and the full name is like Dahlhaus. And in 1880, he got like all these authorizations from the local council to build a house and like to put these fences in and shit. And this person just found this couple's life story just from a stone that I put a picture of online, which is just crazy.
Cool.
Yeah, it's like a mad. It shows you what you can find out just, you know, from nothing basically.
Yeah.
So anyway, long and short of it is, I don't think I'm haunted because it's not. I don't think it's a grave marker. I think it's just like this building was built by this couple in 1880, and for some reason it got thrown in a hole with some cow bones at some point in the past.
It's in remarkably good condition.
I know. Yeah, there's like a few there's like a few, like this corner here.
Yeah.
There's like a little divot out there, but I mean, you can see that it's been shaped to be on a wall.
Oh yeah, like it's like
yeah.
what, beveled or like just like
chamfered. Is that the word?
That's a good word. Yeah, that's a good word.
Chamfered edges.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna clean it up a bit more and then incorporate it into the house. I don't know how, but I'm gonna make a feature of it.
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah. So good news is I haven't got a ghost, and I found an interesting stone. That was my week.
That's good. My mate Jack would like that. My mate Jack used to do like they used to call it digging, I guess. Dig it.
What you do is you go out and you dig.
Yeah, no, but he was first. It was like I used to go digging. Go digging with that. It was basically it was sort of like real amateur archaeology. So like you go looking for like
stones,
maybe old milk bottles and like old pipes, loads of stuff
and stuff.
Loads of stuff which there's actually loads of about, especially around like the kind of Essex area, because they used to go to places, you'd find places that were basically old landfill, and all the shit that they were throwing away is sort of like, some of it's kind of worth stuff, some of it's kind of worthless. It's like, there's like loads of like old pipes that were like disposable pipes that kind of like ceramic, better. And like there were like toothpaste used to come in like dishes, like ceramic dishes, and he found one once. They went to a place, it was like an industrial estate had got like leveled because it was getting like rebuilt or something. And it used to be like a landfill like 100, 200 years ago or whatever. So like he said all these diggers we all went, like it was like a big thing in the community. All the diggers went there, like they must have got permission to do it or something. Or they just fucking did it, I don't know. But he found this particular toothpaste dish that day, and it was worth like 400 or 500 quid or something. It was actually quite valuable. And all the other people were like buzzing for him that he found it. You know, like, the young lads found her.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, I could get well into it because I was loving it, digging my trench, just digging my trench in the garden.
Yeah.
Like I found a little ceramic dish, actually. I forgot to mention, at the same time I found this stone. It's only about this big. It's like a little, what you put a tea bag on, like that sort of size, but perfectly intact.
That could be the same thing. It could be toothpaste. Could be toothpaste.
Yeah, or like soap or something.
Yeah, or soap.
Yeah, it was soap-ish.
Yeah.
Was you digging, when you started finding cool things, did you start digging away from your original like planned trench and just start digging up bits of the garden that was not sanctioned for digging?
I was digging deeper. I just kept going. Well, because our house, our street used to be a Roman aqueduct. You know, like back in Roman times. So in the back of my head, I was thinking,
I'm glad you added that for clarification. It used to be a Roman aqueduct in the Roman times. Cheers, man.
About 20 years ago, you know. But so I was, I was hoping any second now I'm just going to uncover a little clay pot full of Roman coins or something.
A Roman crown.
Yeah, that'd be great. But anyway, so Lynn, she wasn't as interested as I was, especially when I found the bones. She was a bit like, this is my worst nightmare. I don't want to be haunted. But now, because she wants to redo the garden anyway, I've got express permission to dig the fuck out of it. So I'm just going to dig the whole garden.
Oh, yeah,
sick.
That's great.
Yeah.
So that's great. So if you want to come over and we'll do like a little time team episode.
Yeah. I'll get Jack over.
And I was finding loads of like old, they must
Digger
have been
Jack.
massive.
Jack the Digger.
Jack the Digger. Yeah.
There must have been like big, like metal pins or like massive old, like nails that you'd associate with like a farm, like a big barn or something.
Yeah.
And they've obviously become concreted where I don't know how you describe it, but the nail is like as thick as my finger, but then it is like this big now because all this sort of tracted loads of shit and the iron is concreted around the nail, if that makes sense.
I think I know what you mean. I can picture it. It's like I don't know, not mummified, but
petrified.
Like petrified.
Yeah, but it's just like a massive lump of. It turns into just a lump of metal.
Well, it's just like rock, basically. I guess.
Yeah.
Is it still metal?
Well, it's metal inside, I guess, and then the outside is all.
Yeah.
Just stuff.
It's one of those things where we like show our like extreme limited knowledge on a subject.
I don't think many people have knowledge on this subject.
No,
like
to be
what
fair,
happens to bit of metal when it's buried in the ground for 200 years.
But now also, as a one last little addition to it, through my research of this stone, I found out that in Nijmegen there's a website or an organization that has had a project to list all of these types of stones in the city. So if you go on their website, there's a picture of each one. It tells you where it is. And
nice.
And I emailed it to him, and my stone is now on that website. It's listed.
Whoa,
So
contributing to history.
I've contributed to.
He's in the history books.
That's it.
You got a link for that? Let me see.
Yeah.
Yeah, send it over.
Yeah, let's put your full address up on the screen.
That's the thing, yeah. It has got my address on it, so I won't. I won't share it on there.
Yeah, if anyone wants to send any fan mail to George, we've just put his address on the screen.
I stumbled across some Instagram.
Some more bones.
It's funny. I stumbled across some Instagram account of this dude, and he's like living like remote on some like lake in like America somewhere. It must be like Alaska or something. Like it's proper remote. And it's like frozen over at the moment. But he's like living properly off grid. Like digs his fucking, makes a hole in the fucking ice water to like carry water back and then boil it and like.
I think I've seen him. Is he like he's got glasses? He's like gingerish kind of guy.
Maybe he's got Parkinson's. This is quite a key.
Definer.
Quite obviously as well.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's a different guy then.
Yeah. He and like loads of people were like basically like, oh, we need to help this guy. Send you some stuff. And he's like, don't send me shit. He's like, don't drone. He's like, I'll be fine. Like I'm bitching and moaning about certain stuff. Like, I've nearly run out of eggs. He's like, but I'll be fine. I've been doing this years. Don't worry about me. He's like, but if you do want to send something, I'd love to have a postcard. And then he's like, and then he posted one of the other videos. It's like the local post office now hate me because overnight they had like 12 million postcards like came in. I think it's brilliant, isn't it?
I mean, luckily, I don't think our audience is quite at that sort of level yet. But
send George a postcard.
Send me a postcard. Send me money if you want. I tell you what, if you want to send me money
I'll
fund
take the
my
drone
digging.
delivery.
Speaking of digging, have you seen that the TikToks of I can't remember the name. Like I think she's called Engineer Clara or something.
Oh,
it's just the girl who's
she's digging a tunnel.
Yeah, just underneath her house, and now it's been shut down because she's not an engineer. She's like she did like some sort of computing degree, and she just started tunneling underneath her house, and there's water.
She's like a computer software engineer.
Basically, yes, and she's basically just creating a sinkhole underneath.
She's
her
basically
house.
she's basically like that guy. She's the modern version of that guy that we did a whole episode
Mr.
about.
Tunneler, yeah.
Oh yeah,
The
did you
man of,
did Push Up Paul text you about this by any chance?
Nah.
Well,
George.
I spoke to Push Up Paul about it.
Okay,
because he was getting
because he spoke to me about it, and I think he said that he'd sent you a text or something.
I spoke to him
because you'd done that Mole Man of Hackney episode.
I thought I did that episode. Why did he text George?
Rob did.
I led
Rob
that
did.
one.
Oh, did you do that one?
Fucking prick, Paul.
it's because I've been talking to him about a lot of bullshit recently.
It sounds like the sort of thing you would have spoke about.
Yeah.
It's a very George topic.
Yeah.
Digging. I could get well into it though. To be honest, I definitely could start tunneling.
We're not turning into a digging podcast. Right?
Honestly, I love it. Like I was in the basement.
Podcast is shit enough at some point.
I was in my basement.
George just get a metal detector next, didn't he?
Oh fucking! I'm good.
There's so many people metal detecting near me because I'm on the beach. So we'll go for like a walk on a weekend, and especially after Christmas, there's so many kids that have obviously got like a metal detector for Christmas. And we saw like some kid and his dad.
Loads of detectorists out.
Yep. What?
You also watch there's a program called Detectorist, which is on BBC iPlayer. It's actually really good. It's really funny. But this like their little pet peeve. Obviously, you feel like they must have really actually done some like research in the detectorist community because like people say, oh, so you're metal detectors. They go, well, actually, this is a metal detector. We are detectorists.
But yeah, there was some kid the other day that was like buzzing because it was beeping, and Dad's like, "Oh, let's dig it up." And I think I think it was just like a little coin or something because I could tell by the reaction, like the dad was not excited,
Yeah.
But the kid was really excited to
buzzing,
have found,
yeah.
just found something, I guess. It was
Yes.
like, yeah. He's loving it.
That's a good hobby to have a kid.
I had a metal detector, but I didn't really use it much. I used it on the beach once or twice, and then because I didn't live near the beach, you can't really find much on the.
Is the beach the ultimate
Actually-
place, or is it just because it's easy to dig there?
I think it's easy to like dig it up, and I think
where you
people
gonna
are
find?
always dropping things and losing change and
Sets of
vapes
keys.
and stuff on
I
the
think you
beach.
also don't need to
So-
worry
yeah.
about like a farmer. You get permission
Yeah.
from a
Get
farmer
permission,
to
yeah.
detect on their land.
Yeah,
True.
I bet you find loads of vapes now, don't you? Metal detecting.
Yeah, it's pretty really disappointing, isn't it? Or like just shitloads of those fucking canisters. Yeah, just like fuck me, another 200 of them.
I
Yeah.
remember when I was younger, there was people used to detect or metal detect, whatever the term is, at the front on Fobbing Marshes at the front of my house.
Oh yeah, I
Always
bet,
be in
yeah.
the fields, close to the road, and then right out on the marshes as well. And one time, I mean, they always used to find like old bullets, cannons from planes. You know, during the Second World War, the Battle of Britain, there'd be all these dogfights over Essex. So obviously, when they're firing all these bullets, they've got to go somewhere, right? So they'd just be finding all these bullets and sometimes whole intact cannon shells like this big. But one guy found a Spitfire on Fobbing Marshes.
I was going to say there was a whole plane dug up from there, wasn't there? Yeah.
Yeah, and they dug it up. It wasn't that long ago. I think it was like 10 years.
It wasn't
Does he
that
get
long
to
ago.
keep
Longer.
it?
Yeah.
Don't think he got to keep the Spitfire, unfortunately.
I
think
hate
there was
that. We
actually
spoke about that
still-
before. When people find treasure, they should get to keep the treasure.
Yeah.
Wasn't
But
it-
they don't.
no,
Like the fucking
you go-
museum takes it.
Yeah, well, you normally you go halves, you get 50%. So
Is
as
that
long as you
true?
got-
I thought you
yeah.
got nothing.
No, as long as you got permission, you get 50%. So normally when you hear of these, like, it depends on what it is, I guess. With something like that, I guess, like, no one made any money from it, I suppose. But, like, if it was something where, like, a museum paid loads of money for it or something, that they would technically, they normally get 50%. And if it's like a stash of gold coins, I think like they get like sometimes if it's like particularly historical importance, you might be like, they almost get like a gesture. It's like you get like, well done for finding it. Here's $100 grand.
Huh.
Doesn't
Museum's
the
now
Crown
taking
take
it, something like
A
that.
percentage as well.
Don't know, the fucking Crown. What do they
I'm
need
sure.
it for?
I'm sure
Cunts.
that there's like an old.
Tight
Maybe they don't.
cunts.
You know, maybe in practice they don't do it anymore. But like it's one of these archaic rules that.
To be like the
Crown.
land of the gentry.
Yeah, I'm sure they take a percentage and then you and the landowner split half.
Well, definitely at least in this program, and it seems pretty up with its realism. They get 50%, but they never find fuck all. That's kind of what's funny about the program.
I'm definitely going to start doing it.
It says an object which falls within the statutory definition of treasure belongs to the crown.
Hey, you're right about the crown. The fucking crown.
So- Yeah, you don't get, but I think that means you don't get it.
That means actually anything.
I don't think so. There's
That's
nothing here.
I've
This
definitely
is
heard
on the
stories though
government website
where
as well.
like someone gets money, like someone gets like the person in, you
yeah.
read a news story and it's like that they got given half of it or something. Or
That must mean there's a black market of finds out there. There must
Yeah.
be stories of museums buying, like a Saxon hoard of coins or something under the, sort of below the table where maybe a farmer has tried to keep it secret with someone who's detected it to avoid old Charlie boy taking it.
treasure. Yeah, I love this idea of like what class is it as treasure? The Treasure Act 1996.
Applies to items of gold or silver with a 10% content of precious metals, provided they are at least 300 years old. But on this .gov page, it says that they're introducing a new definition, which means that future discoveries of objects made of non-precious metals, like the Bronze Age Rudham Dirk, a ceremonial dagger, can also be classed as treasure. So they're even coming for your daggers.
Fuck that.
I'd love to get a metal detectorist on
Yeah.
and just ask some questions. Just
Yeah,
ask some people
I
that
can
have
show
got-
him my stone.
Oh, it's not metal, so they might not be interested.
Nah, not interested,
well,
mate.
I've got those
Only
old
like
bits of-
fucking metal.
I've I tell you, it reminds me of another hole I went down a while ago, which was
Pun intended.
people in mostly in America, of people finding gold in rivers. There's
like panning.
Panning, but they go, they'll sort of find, they'll be obviously along a river, and then they see that there's the particular rocks that they sort of can crack a bit off, and then within that crack, they think there's going to be gold down there, and they even buy the rights to a certain stretch of river, and there's all these like conflicts between illegal gold panners, and I just went into this mad hole, and they use this specific, because I don't think gold comes up on normal metal detectors unless you have a specific detector that can also detect some other precious metals.
It seems from this program they have like the metal detectors are advanced enough to be like it can tell you what metal, like, or you look for a certain type of metal, like
the type of signal that comes back.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that's I think what they were showing, and I don't know, it just got me a bit like when I spoke about the coin guy that finds his old rolls of coins and then opens them up, and you can see the silver ones in the the row of coins. So you're like, oh, he's got a good one there.
Like
a bit
Pokemon
like
card
that.
unboxing.
Yeah, they show the like the screen of the metal detector as they're detecting bits of water or whatever, and it sort of goes into these different ranges that indicate, it could be this, it could be that, it could be that. It's just, I love it. I could get well addicted to stuff like that. I think if I started doing it, it would take over my life. So I don't know.
Watch this space.
Tunneling and digging.
Well, I'm interested to know more about your tunneling finds, George. I'm sure our listeners are buzzing for it as well.
Yeah, looking forward to it. You'll have to, you're just gonna have like a stack of shit behind you. Like you should have like a little bookcase just full of shit you found in your garden.
No, it'll be in the basement. Lynn will force me to put it in the basement. So
well, that's what Jack the Digger's front room was like that. His old man, because they used to do it together. His old front room was full of finds.
Love it.
Well, text into the phone number if you've ever found anything. We've asked this question before. Mouse sent us in a picture of some quartz. So, if you are a different person, or if Mouse, if you found anything else, but if anyone else has found anything, send us a text. And
or just show us the quartz again.
Probably.
It's pretty cool.
I can get the photo. But if you found anything, we'll probably show it. Yeah. You lost your keys and you found them. There you go.
Yeah, I've been there. All right.
Yeah, that was episode 105 of the Curios Cast. Join us next week for an episode of Weird News.